Hey, what's up there, everybody in the world, and good evening to you. How you doing? Well, this video I popped into my head, just had this idea that I wanted to share. So, as a prerequisite to making the video, I figure I might as well declare that I haven't thought this through at all. I haven't processed this idea, and I generally don't, which is why I make a video usually, so I can speak it through. But sometimes the answers to some of the things that I talk about in my videos are so obvious. Once I think about them later, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, you could do a little research on something, and, but I prefer not to research ideas that have to do with things that we're not sure about as far as like emotions or, well, what I'm going to talk about now. I can't really think of any other examples. This idea that, well, I'm thinking about sympathy and empathy. So for the purpose of this video, although I know that they're different things, I'd like to consolidate sympathy and empathy just for the purpose of this video. Sympathy being feeling sorry for someone. I guess empathy being feeling sorry for someone, but you've been there before, or you understand. And so let's just take it as an emotion of feeling sorry for someone, or feeling a feeling for someone else who is in a situation. I started thinking about this. I just thought, is all sympathy? Well, I should say, how much of sympathy and empathy is guilt-based, and how much of it is, well, guilt-based, not... It's going to be difficult to word this because I haven't really thought it through, but let's take a rich person who feels sorry for a poor person, for example. Now, it doesn't mean they're all rich people. This is just one situation, let's say. A rich person feels sorry for poor people because they're poor. Now, this is sympathy for someone that doesn't have means or doesn't have the funds to pay their way. Even though some of the poorest people may be happier than that rich person, regardless of all of that, a person who feels sorry for people who have less out of guilt. And in that particular case of that person, now let's take a different group of people, two poor people. Now, it's harder for a poor person to feel sorry for another poor person. See, this is going to be harder than I thought. Thinking up examples is difficult. That's not a very good one. I was going to use the examples of emotions that you have for your children, but I realized that it's not sympathy. I'm sitting here, I have my 2-year-old. He's sleeping behind me on my bed, and when you have kids, they can just be a pain in the ass, and you can just be frustrated with them. The minute they fall asleep, they're the most wonderful things in the world, and it's because that's that unconditional love you have for your children. Well, at least you should if you're a parent. But, that's part of the natural process of being a parent. You could explain it, metaphysically if you want, or you can explain it chemically with oxytocin, which is the bond between the mother and the son, as well as the father and the son, or the daughter. Oxytocin is what connects you with your child. And so the example I wanted to use with kids is when your kid gets hurt really bad, and you feel so sorry for them, and you're like, it's the worst pain. You can feel it in your chest. You feel that pain. Now, sometimes you see something that happens to someone in the world. You'll see like a news clip of someone who got hurt, and you'll feel that same pain if you're that kind of person. I'm a sensitive person when it comes to people's pain, but I also have a block towards taking it to a certain level. Like, I don't go, oh my God, about every kid that gets kidnapped or people die. People die. That's just life. But when it's individual cases and people, you feel sorry for them. So I started thinking, a lot of the cases probably are guilt, I guess. Sympathy Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe not. I mean, I'm trying to think of some better examples where a person would actually, feel guilty and have that come through as sympathy. I don't know. It's just some thoughts to ponder, I guess. Might as well just end it there because I could go on and on trying to figure out a better example, and I probably won't. It's just that I try to analyze the emotions that we have and the feelings we have and ask myself, which of these are, how are these explained? Like the idea of altruism, I've looked deep into that to find out, why do people give to others? Why do we want to help others? The reason why I wanted to know is not because, I was trying to see if people in general, I wasn't trying to figure anything out except, is it always a selfish notion? Because it's kind of a philosophical angle on it. Is everything we do for others really for ourselves, kind of thing? But that's for a different story. And I think but I'm thinking the same way about sympathy and empathy, that maybe it's something that, why do we have such strong feelings? Like, where does that come from? That those pangs of pain when someone else is hurt. We'd feel it in your gut. It's like a pain. It's not fear for you happening to you. It's, you just know that anguish. Even if it's someone you never met across the world. I don't know. Life is weird like that. Take care, everybody.